moving forward because Hammond football is a little down this year versus the suburban Lake athletic teams.
Let's see if Kevin Rigg and company can get things going on offense. He's thrown the ball well tonight as well. He's thrown it over the middle, got a man, and a nice catch.
Excellent.
Robert Giancola.
Giancola, their leading receiver all year. He was somewhere close to 400 yards coming into this game, and you can see why. Number 40.
Makes the catch at the 44-yard line.
Since Sherwood Haydock was here in the early 90s, and Jeff Kane, of course, was one of his assistants, they've really developed a nice passing scheme here at Whiting. And of course, the single A team has to utilize their skilled players. They may not always have the linemen to. There you go.
Here's Giancola sweeping the right side. Stop for no gain. A swarming Clark defense. Russell Davis on the stop.
Tackle made by number 62, Russell Wilson.
I'm sorry, Russell Wilson on the stop. You know, Ed Riccozzi was one of Sherwood Haydock's assistants, and he's the offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Moon Riccozzi, good football coach. They've always had good coaches here. When we get some time later, Joe, you should see the list of guys that have coached at this place.
They used to do some weird things, John, on offense, but they look a little simpler now. 2nd and 10 as Arredondo in motion. They play action to him. Good protection. Riggs going to try to run it up the short side. He's down at the 47-yard line after a gain of a couple. So they're going to say he stepped out at the 46.
Of course, they had a man among boys up here last year carrying the football, didn't they, Joe? That was a pretty basic offense.
Paul Strabavi, who struggled with knee injuries last year, missed a lot of the season, was hurt against Gavitt, was not 100% in the playoff loss against West Central. 3rd down and 7. Of course, he's redshirting at Ball State.
I was just going to say, I believe he's redshirting as a freshman. Has a good future. They think he's a fine linebacker, and I believe that's where they're going to be playing him.
3rd down and 8 coming up. Rigg rolling left, got a problem, steps up, he's going to go get it. It's away from Wilson this time, but not away from the second man. 61 on the stop, Eric Chavarria.
Russell Wilson should have had him down, let him get away, but slowed him up long enough for the posse to come. And
it's going to be 4th down and long. 4th down and about 15 yards, as you see. Got away from the first one, but not Chavarria.
Well, Joe, if you're a guy that loves trains and you're a train guy, this is a place to come watch a football game because every 5 minutes you'll see one go by.
Giancola with a low line driver.
Yeah, nice.
Taken at the 30.
Right up
Grenchik to the 41-yard line.
Some of our listeners, Joe, that are in the senior citizen category, remember Gleason Field over in Gary, where the trains would come by in and out of the mills, and the smoke would be so bad they'd have to hold the game up for about 5 minutes until they could finish the game. And that was the Gary Emerson and Frable and those great teams of the 40s and 50s that produced so many NFL players. The Karras brothers and a lot of other ones.
Brian Maloney on the stop, but no train crossing is more famous than the one at the bowl.
There you go.
At the Bricky Bowl, where they're this long hands off for no gain into the 41, where a lot of the fans, come on, it's only $3 or $4, but a lot of the fans sit there by the tracks.
Yeah, well, in Hobart, you know, that's considered a rite of passage. You sit up there and you stay as long as you can until the freight train comes. But you're right, it runs right behind the visiting team bench, actually just across the creek from the visiting team's bench, as I recall. Part of the mystique of the Hobart Bricky Bowl.
And traditionally, a train used to always come by when the other team had the ball, it seemed, threatening to score. 2nd and 10. Quick pitch. Now fumble.
Up.
Yanders jumps on it quickly at the 37.
He was very lucky to get that bounce. That's one ball you can't dribble very well, and usually you want a player to go right down on top of it. Don't try to pick it up. Don't try to reach for it. In this case, he was fortunate.
Yanders makes the recovery, but a loss on the play of about 4. It's going to be 3rd down and 14.
Loss of 4 on the play, 3rd down and 14.
Long, back to throw. Has time, steps up, fires over the hand of Yanders.
Almost a tip drill.
Deflected, incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
Long, incomplete. Intended for number 6, Oscar Maddox. 4th down and 14, Clark.
So the Pioneers will punt the football. Steve Avina is again back in the ball game. As you see Coach Jeff Kane walking the sidelines.
Jeff Kane's a good football coach. He works hard at it. We have him in our 7-on-7 every summer, and they're always very competitive with the larger schools.
Giancola. He has a problem with it. Gets away from the first man. Looking for some blocking.
Look at here.
25, 30. The wall is set up.
Look at here. The kicker. It's
To the
in the
50.
kicker.
Oh, and what a tackle made by Steve
Wow.
Avina. That's not a kicker. He's a defensive back.
That's a football player.
He came up, was aggressive, and challenged Giancola
Took him on.
and made the stop at the 40-yard line.
It's a good thing he was there, or we'd be cheering another touchdown. Steve Avina.
Giancola, they had it set up very well.
Well, that first move was a key, and here he comes around the corner. And there's the hero of the day, head right across in front. A nice fundamental tackle, just like he's been taught.
1st and 10. Whiting at the Clark 40-yard line. Hey, somebody's calling us. Rob Arredondo on the carry. Inside the 38. 2nd down and 8 coming up.
Hand off to number 44, Robert Arredondo.
I'll tell you what, I've been impressed by both of these teams at this point.
Yeah, they're two well-coached teams. Mason, Kane are good coaches. Both young teams, like you said, Joe, but
Good hitting, good tackling.
particularly Whiting, when they drop into that single A, they've been playing a lot of 2As, 3As, and 4As all year.
Right.
Actually, no 2As. I think they're playing all 3s and 4s.
2nd and 8, Rigg. Oh, he's going to be hit and go down again. Does not get rid of the football that time. Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that's that. Well, he's been upfield all night. They can't seem to handle him. Here he comes. Fake. Doesn't even get a chance to set his foot. Here comes Wilson. Been in there all night. Big, strong guy.
15.
2nd sack of the night. He's missed on one as well. He had his hands on the quarterback. 3rd and 15 coming up.
We'd almost give him a half a sack on it, wouldn't he, Joe, for giving stats?
Right. It's the Whiting offensive line has struggled a little bit protecting. Here comes the blitz. Quick pitch. He fires it up for Giancola. Goes up and makes the catch out of bounds at the 23-yard line.
He's saying yes.
Yeah, I think it's a good call. Looked like he danced the sidelines and had a first down
Giancola.
catch.
They said he was the premier receiver in this offense, and he's showing it. Here we are in the replay, Joe. Let's take a look at it. Well covered. Can't fault the offense, or the defense, I should say. That foot comes in, yes. That right foot just in bounds. Nice camera work, guys. Excellent work, Joe, by our crew.
Just needed one, and he had one.
NFL would have said no, wouldn't they?
Yep,
That's the
only in
second-
college and high school, right?
Second step was out.
1st and 10. Here's Arredondo up the
Arredondo.
middle to the 18-yard line. Well, he ran effectively on the first drive, but we haven't seen much of him since.
That Clark defense is toughening up.
There it is again, John.
Boy, Giancola, look at that. Right foot inbounds, left foot out of bounds, but that's a good one. And the official had taken an excellent position. We can't see him, but he came running in and said, yes, he had it in right here.
Well, Robert Giancola knew he got the foot down.
Absolutely.
2nd and 5 for Rigg and Whiting. Rabel in motion. Here's Arredondo hit at the right as he got the ball, but drives the pile forward to the 16.
Robert Arredondo. Tackle made by number 62, Russell Wilson.
There's been so many great athletes with the name of Arredondo, John.
Oh, boy. Legendary name.
3rd down and 3.
He's a good football player, Joe. I like the way he carries the ball. He's only about 160, 65 pounds. He runs with authority. I think he's an underclassman also.
Right, he's a junior. He's run for 400 yards coming into the ball game.
On a team that has not had that much of a running attack.
No, he's the leading rusher. He's
There
got
he
the
goes.
football. He's driven down
He just got him some more.
at the 12-yard line. Near a first down.
Right. It should be a first down. Jim Vanderlyn said first down. Boy, look at he drops that helmet. He's a tough guy. Another good, hard-hitting tackle.
Right.
I'm impressed by the fundamentals of the Clark defense, Joe. They pursue, they tackle, they seem to be in good position.
Scott Drenchik on the hit again.
Phil Mason over there looking them over.
1st and 10. Vrabel in motion again. Arredondo is hit at the line of scrimmage. Not much there this time. He does move the pile to the 10-yard line, though.
Whiting brings that big tackle in there and lines him up at fullback, and he leads Arredondo into the middle. They're trying to run some kind of isolation.
Tackle made by number 76, John LeFay.
The Whiting flag.
I believe that's Lorena. I'm not sure who's lined up in there. I believe it's Mike Lorena. About a 260-pound tackle lined up at fullback, 76.
Rigg looking in the end zone, and Giancola jump ball makes the catch, touchdown.
Jump ball. They had two guys covering him. One guy jumped too soon. Giancola jumped at the right time, and it's a touchdown for Whiting.
Rob is 6'2". He had a couple of inches on the defender. But you're right.
Nice replay, and watch this. The Clark guy is up now, and he'll be coming down. And look at there's Giancola. I wonder if he plays for Kevin Lenz. Joe, is he a
I think he
basketball
does.
player?
Sure does. Yeah, Yanders just jumped a hair too quick. Extra point is going to be good.
Oh.
It did not look too good when it went up.
It sure didn't from here, but they're underneath.
Got it through there.
They must have hooked that one right inside the pole. From here, it looked like he missed. But we have a tough angle. Here we go on that touchdown. Put it up. Giancola has done this many times. Goes right up and takes it away from him. So, hey, I've got it. I'm 6'2". You guys are 5'11", and guess who's going to get the ball?
We are tied at 7.
Nice series. Well executed.
Seven tie, 3:50 to go, first half. We thought it would be close. It cannot get much closer. I'll tell you what, a lot of fans here on another beautiful weather night. One of 14 that we've ordered.
Yep.
9 in a row.
We'll see how it holds out, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. All the bad weather will be early in the week.
Yeah, it's supposed to be brutal Sunday, huh?
Yeah, it'll be bear weather Sunday.
Seven. Oh, they go onside. Off the hands of one of the Pioneers, but Clark will recover it at the 45-yard line. That's a little surprising with 3:46 to go.
Jeff Kane shows his time with Sherwood Haydock. 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Roll the dice, onside kick.
Almost paid off. Went off the hands of the first man, but Clark recovers. 1st and 10. Here's Grenchik to the 48 on a gain of 4.
Well, Joe, this is a unique neighborhood up here. You know, these kids, some of them live right across the street from each other. You can drive down some of these streets and Hammond on one side, Whiting on the other. They go to the same beach in the summer. They're all probably pretty good friends, but one night out of the year, when they play this football game, it's a pretty fierce rivalry.
2nd and 7. Long pitches. There's the Whiting defense.
Wow.
Oh, got away down the far sideline. Out of bounds, close to the first down.
How
Mike
in the world did he
Navejas.
sneak around there? That looked like they had him all tied up.
Navejas threw the straight arm and made something out of nothing.
Looked like Antoine Randall, Joe, at your alma
A little
mater.
bit.
Sneaking around that corner. Look at him, fast. It doesn't take long for a good back. A couple yards and they sneak down that boundary.
Rob Velez had a hand on him.
First down,
but
Clark.
couldn't get him down. First down, Clark, the Whiting 45. Looked like the Whiting defense had that one snuffed out for a loss on the play. Long with the long count. Here's the handoff. Hit, and there's the loss on the play. Big 76 with the tackle for loss. Mike Lorena.
Steve Ovina, tackle made by number 76, Mike Lorena.
Each and every Thursday night. And our 90-minute pledge special coming up on Thursday.
A 90-minute one, huh?
Yes.
Too much to, you can't contain it in an hour. There's just so much to cover.
So we get ready for the sectionals. There's Coach Kane.
There he is, Jeff Kane. Who are those two guys, Joe? That one guy on the left is public enemy number one in some parts of Lake County.
You're right.
There
There's
he is.
oh, just a hair behind Grinchick,
Yeah.
incomplete.
He could have run it as far as he threw it.
By number 40, pass
3rd and 11.
complete, intended for
The
number
Prep Football Report Thursday nights at 8.
They say Mark's on some wanted posters, Joe. It's just a rumor I heard in some quarters of the county for some of his predictions and
down and 11.
comments.
You can't please everybody, unfortunately, huh?
Oh, but his batting average is still pretty good. I'm always amazed.
He's at a career high right
Oh,
this
is that
year.
right?
Oh, yeah.
My gosh. How can you improve on greatness?
Way over 75%.
Wow.
3rd and 12.
There we go. That
Long play action. Firing deep downfield. Underthrown.
Oh.
Almost picked off. Should have been picked off. Dwayne Cook kind of misjudged it.
he really did, and he had the receiver behind him. That was that touchdown play, that play action boot with that fly pattern on the receiver, and the receiver was there. They may not get a look at it, but he just really underthrew that. He was lucky it wasn't picked off.
Oscar Maddox, the intended receiver. It's going to be 4th down. I'll tell you what, this guy could kick. Steve Avina has Giancola back at the 10-yard line. High snap. There's a nice hanging
nice punt.
Giancola from the 11, looking for that wall again. It slides down at the 16.
He had the wall, he just couldn't get there.
So Whiting will get it back with 2 minutes left, first half.
Steve Ovina, return by number 40, Robert Giancola.
And the Oilers out of timeouts.
1st and 10, Whiting from their own 16-yard line.
1st and 10, Whiting from the 16. We need to thank, before we forget, all the fine staff over here at Whiting High School.
Oh,
that made
yeah. Coach Laub had brought up those hot dogs and Cokes, and of course, the athletic director here is a little busy right now coaching.
Yeah.
Flags up.
There's the handoff.
Mr. Arredondo, I believe.
Nope, it's
Nope.
31, Rob
31.
Velez.
I'm sorry. He was running like 44.
Yeah, had a nice hole.
You're right, it was 31.
Flag on the play. This is going to come back.
Joe, we were talking about coaches, and of course, maybe in the second half, we'll talk a little about some of the great history of this Whiting High School. They've played this game for 65 years here between Clark and Whiting, and back in the 30s, 40s, particularly the 40s, there were NFL players playing at Clark. A guy named George Bucksar, a guy that I've known for a long time, went in the NFL, played with the Washington Redskins. Norby Adams at Purdue. And Norm Bannis, Joe, he was a good enough baseball player, they had to move Moose Scowen to shortstop because Bannis beat him out at Purdue. I mean, these guys were great athletes, and they played for Clark Pioneers for a guy named Arvo Antilla, great football coach way back in the early days of Clark football.
1st and
There's
15. Here's Rob Arredondo on his feet
There he goes. Ooh,
to the
good run.
21-yard line.
He's a good football player.
And up to number 44, Robert Arredondo.
Well, the little hurry up going on here. They're trying to get up to the line. Here comes Giancola back in.
Yeah, a lot of personnel changes there.
Look like Purdue running in that. Wait,
You're right.
wait till you call your defense, and then they fly in to the sideline with personnel that'll counteract your defense.
2nd and 4. They just handed off again all those changes, and they handed it
Yeah,
off to Rob
yeah,
Arredondo
yeah.
again. And
Boy, is he
he's
a
moving.
battler.
He battles his way to the 31-yard line. They'll stop the clock momentarily now to move the chains. Whiting's going to really be hampered because they're out of timeouts. 1st and 10 coming up. Oilers, as you see, the Clark Pioneers gang tackling 44.
They're out of timeouts. I'm sure Jeff Kane wished that he had a couple of this quarterback call.
Down to 50 seconds, first half, 7-7 tie.
Got some kind of a change up here, but
Right.
we got to get it going here, guys.
Down to 10 on the play clock. Rigg back to throw, fires, looking deep left side, off the hands and incomplete.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, well thrown ball, a catchable ball.
Dwayne Cook, the intended receiver.
Mr. Cook knows he should have had it. He's got those gloves on. They're supposed to help him catch a football.
Good throw by Kevin Rigg.
Very good throw.
Second down.
Of course, we mentioned Gary Ridgely and what a great job he did here keeping this program competitive, Joe, but nobody was more controversial or more successful at Clark than our old buddy Nick Voris. And Nick's now coaching down in Texas. He was a coach at Galveston Ball High School. And Nick, with all his controversy and fiery, Nick was a fine football coach at Clark High School. Quarterback draw.
Quarterback draw. Rigg still on his feet. Gets to the 37-yard line.
Carry by number 14.
Well, didn't Coach Britton coach out here?
Yes, Elmer Britton. Right
Jeff Yelton?
Yeah, Yelton. And Britton was right before Voris, and Yelton succeeded Voris. Voris went into business. Jeff was his defensive coach, and he moved into head coach prior to going to Maryville.
3rd and 4 coming up. Down to 7 seconds. Kevin with 3, with 2. Steps up, fires, underthrown, and incomplete. And we'll go to halftime. At the break, it is a 7-7 tie. The Clark Pioneers and the Whiting Oilers. Hammond Clark 7, Whiting 7. We'll be right back after this on PBS 56.
Well, 56 High School Game of the Week is made possible by
The Orthopedic, Pediatric, and Spine Institute, specializing in treating all aspects of children's orthopedic problems. Dr. Kacharsik, a fellowship-trained children's orthopedic surgeon, specializes in treating congenital birth deformities as well as scoliosis and children's fractures, with offices in Crown Point, Hobart, Dyer, and at the University of Chicago.
and by the financial support of viewers like you.
It's time. Time for new voices to be heard. Time for a new music to be seen. It's time for sessions at West 54th, the way music looks now. Sessions at West 54th.
Each and every week during halftime of our football game, we recognize our 56th Game of the Week most valuable person. And tonight, Marvin Rigg is our award winner. And I was talking to Paul Lobb earlier in the week, and he said, without a doubt, there's one guy that dedicates his time for the Whiting Athletic Program, and it was you. Just tell us a few of the things that you do to help out the home team here.
Well, I'm the president of the Parents Club, and we have pre-meal for our boys every Friday night, and
You have a meal for them, right?
yes, we have the pre-meal, and then we got some fathers that get together on Saturday morning, and we cook breakfast for them, and we got mothers that has the bake sales and everything for our boys.
How are you related to this quarterback down there?
Well, that's my son, Kevin.
What do you think of that first half? It looks like the defense was getting after him a little bit. You need to get those that offensive line going a little more, huh?
Oh, I think they're going to come out this second half all pepped up.
This is still a big game, Clark and Whiting. We want to thank you for coming by, and congratulations on being our 56th Game of the Week most valuable person.
Okay, I thank you for having me.
All right, Marvin Rigg, our winner this week. 7-7, Clark and Whiting will come back with the third right after this on PBS 56.
Good looking, boy, cooking? How's about cooking something up with me?
I'm simply drowned in the sight and the sound and the sense and the feel of a real live girl.
It's time. Time for new voices to be heard. Time for a new music to be seen. It's time for sessions at West 54th, the way music looks now. Sessions at West 54th.
We're ready to start the third quarter and a 7-7 tie, Whiting and Clark. Oilers getting ready to kick off. Santos has it on the tee. High end over end kick, driving Grenchick into the end zone. It'll start at the 20-yard line. I did not see if Rob Arredondo got hurt down there, John, but
Well, he certainly wasn't helped off or aided at the end of the game. Do you have an injury report on him, Joe? I wasn't aware of it.
well, they're calling, the medical staff was calling for his parents to come down. I did not see 44 out there.
Well, as you mentioned it, I don't either. He was playing up to about the last series. We certainly hope he's all right.
1st and 10, Clark. Pat Long, handoff to Grenchick. Scott Grenchick across the 25, still on his feet to the 28-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and a couple. Well, Rob also plays linebacker, so that's why we're looking for him at linebacker. Do not see him out on the football field.
Nope. Well, I guess we had some good news about the young man that was injured at Griffith last week.
Crawford's supposed to play tonight.
Crawford, supposed to be all right.
2nd and short. Got some statistics. Kevin Riggs, 6 out of 12 passing for 85 yards. Giancola with 3 catches for 60 yards. Whiting at 129 total offensive yards with Rob Arredondo running for 61. Here's Long. Is that legal? Is that a forward lateral?
No, it's a forward pass.
Shuffle pass.
It's a shuffle, two-hand chest passes. If Kevin Lenz were in here, the Whiting basketball coach, he'd tell you that's a two-hand chest pass. You see the pros use the shovel pass from time to time. You know, they flip it forward, and everybody thinks it should be a fumble, but it's just a forward pass.
Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and a yard. $29-yard line. 3rd and 1. Pat Long, the quarterback. Here's the handoff, and then thrown down for a loss of the play is Yenders. And Clark's going to have to punt after getting 8 yards on 1st down. They're unable to pick up the 1st down. So it's going to be 4th down and a long yard, and Giancola is headed back. And Steve Avina is headed back to punt. Greg Cruz just hobbled off the field for Whiting. 4th and a yard and a half. Avina, who's been tremendous punting tonight, angles it left side. Giancola going to get a good bounce. Going to pick it up at the 43. Dances down the sideline to the midfield stripe. And Whiting will start their first series inside Clark territory at the 49-yard line.
Punt by number 17, Steve Avina. Return by number
Some
4.
scores, partials we can pass along. Lowell was leading Andrean 20-0. And Chesterton was leading Maryville early 14-0.
Ooh. Well, some real nice conference matchups, but all the coaches have got the cards up their sleeve tonight, Joe. They're all looking forward to next Friday when the playoff begins.
1st and 10, Whiting. Just inside Clark territory. Here's the handoff. New ball carry. It's knocked out of there.
Boy.
And Rigg covers it back in Whiting territory. Velez, the ball carrier, he had it knocked out of the breadbasket, and Rigg had to come and cover the football.
Well, here we go on the replay. Let's see the hit here. Boom, there it is. Helmet on the ball. Goes out, and fortunately the quarterback was alert. That's twice they've dodged